My Community Church, Jason Moppin here with Elevate Industries. I hope you are well today. Pastor Tim emailed me asking if I could share a short message with you of encouragement, and I am absolutely honored to. I hope you are doing well during this world pandemic that we're having. No time in my life do I remember anything like this happening. It's easy in times like this to feel like God has forgotten about us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm the only one, but sometimes it's easy to think, "Oh man, God has forgotten about the dream he gave me because I lost my job, or my marriage is falling apart, or the kids aren't acting the certain way they should be acting." And a lot of times we just go inward and we start spiraling out of control with our thoughts, thinking that God is out to get us, or we have wronged him somewhere and now he's punishing us. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. As it says in Jeremiah 29:11, he has plans to prosper you, give you hope and a future. And the dream that he gave you back here, he still wants you to fulfill that dream. But 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, usually getting to that dream is different than what we expected. It's a different path. The Bible says that many are the plans of a man's heart, but the Lord's purpose prevails. And I'm thankful for that because my plans are so flawed, they're skewed. My plans, I would just go straight to the dream, right? Not go through those valleys I've had to go through, not go through those hardships I had to go through. I would go straight to the dream. But that's not God's plan for our life. As he says in his word, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And you go through those sharpening moments where you become stronger, where you become tested, where your perseverance, the testing of your faith, as it says in James, develops perseverance. And when that perseverance is fully grown, you become complete. Joseph is one of my favorite characters in the Bible. Why? Because God gave Joseph some crazy dreams. There's a quote I heard one time. It said, "God, forgive me that my dreams come true because I dreamed too small." And if your dream is small, then and you don't need a whole lot of faith for your dream, I really doubt if God gave you that dream. Because the God-given dreams, the dreams that are big, usually will scare you to death, and it causes you to get to your knees in prayer saying, "God, I need your help for this because I cannot accomplish this on my own power, in my own strength." God gave Joseph these crazy dreams, and it didn't happen as he thought it would happen. He was sold into slavery, betrayed by his own family. He was in a prison and a dungeon numerous times. He was accused of a horrific crime that Potiphar's wife accused him of, which he didn't do. He was falsely accused, betrayed by his family, in prison multiple times before the dream finally came true. You see, God usually has to bring us through those dungeon like moments, those trenches of life, to build our character. He wants to build our character so when we get to the place of honor, we don't forget who put us there. I don't know what your dream represents today, Oma Community Church. I don't know what's going on in your specific case, but I do know this: God has not forgotten about you. He loves you. He has great plans for you. It's going to look a little different than what you thought it was, but he has not forgotten about you. Use this time to sharpen yourself. Use this time not to wallow in self-pity, but to stand and say, "God, I know you're going to pull me through this, and it's going to make my testimony even better." If you've lost your job, I'm sorry. We're living in tough times right now, I know. But God has not forgotten about you. He loves you. I love you, Oma Community Church. And my prayer for you comes out of Micah 7:8, where it says, "Do not gloat over me, my enemies, for though I fall, I will rise again. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord himself will be my light." My prayer is that through this dark time, Jesus will be your light, and you will trust in his hand every step of the way. I want to bring your attention to my mental health podcast before I leave. I have a mental health podcast called the Elevate Industries Podcast. It's anywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, but it's called the Elevate Industries Podcast. And we would love to have you guys join in and listen to the conversations we have with different counselors talking about anything from how gratitude is this prescription for a great attitude, and all the way to from that to we talk about fear and anxiety, and I interview different counselors. But I would love to have you tune in for that. You can find it on my website, elevateindustries.com, or you can find it on wherever you get your podcast, the Elevate Industries Podcast. But we love you. We say hello from America. We miss you. We're all in this together. Remember, God has not forgot about you. Set your sails. Realize that God has a great plan for you. Don't just cruise around the harbor. Set your sails for something great. God bless you. I thank you. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.